Dinosaur Island, where today most of the dinosaurs have ran off. But our Suchomimus watches and stalks the other dinosaurs in front of him, such as the T-Rex family, the lone Utaranus, the herd, and a few carnivores following ahead. He decides to go to the young T-Rex family. These carnivores decided to make a little pack where Spinosaurus and our Utahraptor is the oldest of the group, as a young Dilophosaurus that annoyed the herd leader decided to also join in, as they were following the herd. This herd has a group of herbivores. The two Dilophosaurus try to spoil their young Dilophosaurus. The mother just snuggles and then continues walking with the other dinosaurs, but not to a head where none of them notice. There is the T-Rex family. The mother has been walking around scavenging for food with her children, and she has been hungry ever since she has lost her mate. She has lost her mate a few weeks ago due to Suchomimus. But then we go to the lone Utaranus. This is his territory with lots of vegetation. He walks through the vegetation as he's been wanting to eat one of those younglings. He decides the only way to do that is by sneaking up and taking one of their babies. As there are many carnivores around in this island, and very few variety of herbivores, it will be good enough for the carnivores, but not for the herbivores, as herbivores may be extinct in this island. As now the Utaranus runs next to the tree, stalking his next meal. He has been hunting for a few hours as he caught the scent of the young Tyrannosauruses. He decides that maybe if he kills one of them, especially the two bigger ones, he will have a nice lunch and breakfast, as he already had dinner. He still wants to eat. So the young Tyrannosaurus strides along with her younglings, realizing about the herbivores. The herbivores have stopped moving because of the T-Rex. There's no way back though. Now, they are being followed more than one carnivore. The Spinosaurus decides to go the other side. Our raptor goes the other side too, while the young Dilophosaurus decides to go in the middle. As they're going to try to sneak up, group has sneaked up behind them. The Spinosaurus makes a roar. To the herbivores, it sounds like a herbivore cry. They all look though and realize that it's not a herbivore, but it's a carnivore. Few of them look though because the others are focused on the T-Rexes, which are more dangerous than these little younglings searching for food to kill. As out of nowhere, they decide to run up to them, especially to perish through all of this. As now, these guys had formed a security area to make sure their herd is secured. More herbivores come to this side, as now the baby and the family group are just all alone, not even noticing, until the mother realizes. She walks and notices. The baby stays behind, as they don't want the baby to die. They leave the baby there just in case and tell it to run. The Utahraptor runs all the way where the baby Dilophosaurus is. And just like that, the Dilophosaurus is no more than food now. As now the Utahraptor runs off to another area. As now Singletooth is in very big trouble. Even though being really important in the show, he still is going to be in big trouble. The Spinosaurus realizes he does a roar to try to make the family realize about what just happened. The family watches as it's too late to get the baby. The herd leader makes a soft roar. And does a fearful stomp. But that stomp sends shockwaves. As the baby's still alive, but very injured in the neck. The Utahraptor falls down because of the shockwave. The baby runs as fast as he could to his family. But just before he can make it to the family, the Spinosaurus comes in. As now these guys decided to kill their baby, the number one pride and joy to the herd leaders. The mother decides to do a tail whip, but on the sand. The sand starts to do is hit the Spinosaurus over. As the baby continues running, the baby is no longer in big trouble. As now, they are ready to protect everything that they have in their group. Something worse happens to the herbivores. The female Tyrannosaurus has come for food. She makes a little growl telling her young to stay behind. As she goes in to try to make a kill. As the herd leader decides to protect the group, none of the other members of the herd notice, as now only the baby could watch from a distance. The Tyrannosaurus kills the mother, as now the male is very shocked and angry. The male decides to tail whip the Tyrannosaurus until she falls, or almost. He tries to do a mega tail whip. Oh, he does. As he knocks over, except the male kind of regrets it now, as the baby is already doomed. The Tyrannosaurus gets the baby's legs and drops him. The baby has to run off. But then the Dilophosaurus comes. The mother makes her last breath and roar, as now she is going to die. The male can only watch, as he's also gonna die too if he stays. He tells his herd to go on and move on before it's too late. As now this is happy. As now the T-Rex is very happy about what is happening. But she ain't gonna be happy anymore. As now the Tyrannus has come. The Tyrannus comes from behind and makes a little growl. The babies all notice. As now all they could do is fight or run. The Dilophosaurus tells the herd to go, as it's too late to even survive. It's too late for even anyone to survive, even with their young. Even if they had to probably had almost left their young behind. As now they go. They all start running. The young baby Dilophosaurus decides to go in the middle, as it's most safe there. He makes a friend on the way. He makes the Pachycephalosaurus a friend. But the Tyrannosaurus looks at the Dilophosaurus. The herd leader knows that he can't stand alone. But before he even does die, the strong members of the group decide to come in to protect their leader. As the smaller ones continue running, the Spinosaurus gets a graceful bite at the young Styracosaurus. So now the Styracosaurus is dead. Only one of its kind here, especially in this area.